Hello, my name is Andy Martin and I work for Mission Aviation Fellowship here in Scotland as our community manager. As an organisation, most of us have been working from home over these last few months as we've been dealing with the issues of the coronavirus. But it's incredible when you look at the work in Ministry of MEF, how it has affected the work that we're involved in. And I thought I would give you just an opportunity to get a bit of an update on what it is that we're doing. Since the outbreak of the coronavirus, every MEF flight has been meticulously planned, checked and made safe to adhere to the necessary guidelines. In the Asia Pacific region, these thorough safety precautions are in fact saving lives. While nations declare a state of emergency, MEF pilot and Bangladesh country director Mark Bloomberg has declared a state of readiness. A state of readiness to serve the people of Bangladesh, particularly those living in the largest refugee settlement in the world of Cox's Bazar. Working quickly to rethink how MEF could operate safely under COVID-19 restrictions, Mark and the Bangladesh team have worked tirelessly with the government and aviation agencies to achieve permissions and create safe flying conditions. These include temperature checks, social distancing, face masks and disinfecting the aircraft after every single flight. Since being approved as safe and trusted a method of transport during this pandemic, MAF Bangladesh has seen flight inquiries surge by an incredible 20%, especially from aid agencies working with Rohingya refugees in Cox's Bazar. Many organisations are doing exactly what we're doing, positioning themselves for a humanitarian crisis. Mark says that although everything has been turned upside down right now, we just want to maintain a state of readiness and ability to respond where we're needed. Due to coronavirus restrictions, there are no commercial flights or ferries travelling in Timor-Leste, and the number of confirmed cases has remained relatively low, around about 30. However, travel restrictions mean the people of Okius are cut off from the mainland. And with permissions to fly safely, MEF has joined forces with Oxfam to deliver an incredible 430 kilograms of soap. Now, I don't know about you, but a bar of soap probably only weighs about 50 or 60 grams. And MEF have delivered in excess of 430. And each person in this particular area has been given a bucket. 68,000 buckets flown to people who are stranded in that region. I want to just show you a very short video, and then when we come back I want to tell you something that a person who's maybe familiar to most of you here, Ruth Jack, who used to be the head of MEF here in Scotland, is now the programme manager in Arnhem Land, and I want to just give you a quick update of what she's doing right after this short video. So sit back, relax and be blessed at the extent and the breadth of the work and ministry that MEF are involved in right here and now. Well, as I was saying just before you watched that video, I wanted to give you a little insight to what Ruth Jack is doing in Arnhem Land and the remote territories of northern Australia. Many of the indigenous Yolngu people have underlying health conditions, and that would make them more vulnerable to catching the coronavirus. MAF Arnhem Land and Country Director Ruth Jack explains that MAF is doing everything it can to protect these remote communities, and thankfully the virus has not yet hit Arnhem Land. To get into Arnhem Land is very strict. There are lots of paperwork. You have to isolate for 2 weeks at your own expense. MAF had to do risk assessments across the whole programme and set up a response team. If the Yolngu caught coronavirus, it would be extremely dangerous. It could wipe out Australia's indigenous population, which would be an absolute national disaster. In fact, an international disaster. We have to be as strict as possible when we can. And Ruth said that this is the new normal. And as lockdown is beginning to be lifted here in Scotland, and we have more liberties to meet with family, friends and loved ones, spare a thought for those serving in the most remote places around the developing world. People who are facing uncertainty as this virus hits their nations and their communities hardest. This has just been a little insight to some of the work and ministry that we're doing at the moment. If you would like to know something further, to have MEF come along and give you a full presentation, audio visual, some fantastic photographs, wonderful videos, then please get in touch with me. You can email me at andy.martin@mef-uk.org. So I look forward to hearing from you, and until then, please continue to pray for the work and ministry of MEF, our partners, and more importantly, I suppose, the people whose lives we're reaching into and making life-changing differences. So until we speak again, may the Lord bless you and keep you. Take care. Bye-bye.